a, quote, bipartisan group of senators hope to put gun control framework in actual legislation this week, but we're still unclear about how that would have stopped any of the previous shootings. But here we are. But thankfully, it's hitting some roadblocks.
And here to discuss is former New Jersey Superior Court judge and host of the Judging Freedom podcast, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Pleasure to be with you. Carl, I haven't seen you in 100 years. You look great. God bless you.
Thanks, man. 100 years, I'm feeling great. So, yeah, Judge, when I saw you on the rundown this morning, I was like, my man, you are the perfect guy for this. Now, I have my concerns about these red flag laws, as does every freedom-loving individual. Don Jr. articulated it very well, tweeting out, the same people that called you racist, fascist, Nazi for being conservative for the last 5 years definitely won't call you crazy to weaponize red flag laws to effectively end the Second Amendment. What say you, sir?
Well, red flag laws are profoundly unconstitutional. You know, we have a couple of basic principles of law which derive from the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And one is that people are innocent until proven guilty. The other is we don't punish what you might do. We only punish what you have done if it's a crime.
Right.
Red flag laws permit the taking away of property, your gun, the taking away of liberty, your right to defend yourself on the basis of a secret allegation, uncharged, untested in court, unproven, no due process, no cross-examination. Somebody goes to the police and says, so-and-so lost his temper last week, and I understand he has guns in his safe. I think you better go take the guns away from him because he might lose his temper again. And the police will go to a judge and present that garbage evidence. And if the judge thinks the person is a danger, the judge will violate due process by impairing liberty and taking away property without a trial. And you lose your gun and your right to protect yourself. It's profoundly unconstitutional. It's like one of those crazy movies where they punish you for what they think you might do, not for what you have done.
Crazy.
Judge, in a situation like in Uvalde, though, we did see social media posts that were revealed came out before this incident took place. Like you're saying, one of the issues with these red flag laws is you can go and you can take that property before you're proven guilty. How do we kind of come to a compromise here where we're able to place red flags but also not judge somebody until they're actually proven guilty?
Amanda, there can be no compromise when it comes to fundamental liberties. And the Second Amendment protects your fundamental right to self-defense. The reason these disasters happened in Buffalo and in Uvalde is because the people were the victims of somebody shooting fish in a barrel. In Buffalo, because the state of New York doesn't allow you to protect yourself,
right?
This creep knew that by killing people in a supermarket, nobody would shoot back.
Yeah.
In Uvalde, these poor, wonderful, helpless little angels were slaughtered, even though it was Texas, because even Texas has gun-free school zones.
Yeah.
A gun-free zone is the most dangerous place on the planet.
Yeah, Judge, you're 100%.
What should have happened was the teachers and the staff should have been armed at Uvalde rather than waiting for the cowardly police to show up.
Yeah, Judge, but on that too, okay, they don't have red flag laws in Texas. However, this guy shot people with a BB gun, which is a crime, and no one was ever even bothered to report it. So had they had red flags anyway, it wouldn't have mattered. Look, I live in Connecticut, which is one of the most restrictive gun states outside of New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts, which ironically are the three that surround my state. They have red flag laws. They have restricted stuff. And guess what? There it is right there. Top stories 2021. Hartford has the deadliest year since 2003. 35 homicides as of the end of December. I mean, like, do the laws, like, what law can you pass, sir, to make criminals abide by laws?
Allow people to carry guns. Because the only law, the only message that these crazy killers understand is their own, which is superior firepower.
Yeah.
And if the teachers had superior firepower, or those poor individuals in the supermarket in Buffalo had superior firepower, this wouldn't happen. Yeah. This law in Texas that is a gun-free school zone, the school boards are allowed to ask for an exemption. There are 1,000 school districts in Texas. 137 asked for an exemption, so the teachers and the staff can be trained and carry weapons. Ask me how many killings there have been in those 137 that received the exemption? It's an easy number to remember: 0.
Wow, it's almost like fact and data actually are a thing.
Well, like we know, Ohio's governor is now allowing teachers the option to carry guns if they would like to.
Exactly. Well, so Judge Napolitano...
And he's requiring that they be trained.
24 hours of training. Judge Andrew Napolitano, I wish we had time to get to Bruin versus New York, but we've got to have you on next week and talk more about that.
I think we're going to be talking about that on Tuesday or Thursday of this week, Carl.
I sure hope so, because I'm going to be packing heat.
Yes.
All right, Judge, we appreciate it.